Hello guys, what's up and welcome back to another interesting tutorial. If you are new to my channel, you are welcome to Vivian Bernard's sewing tutorial. Consider subscribing to this channel. Also click on the notification bell so you get notified each time I post awesome video like this. So we'll be learning how to make this beautiful corset top with yoke in this tutorial. So can you see how beautiful it is? So that is what we are going to be learning in this tutorial. Relax and watch till the end. Alright guys, let's get started. In our previous tutorial, we learned how to draft this beautiful corset pattern with yoke. So in this tutorial, we'll be learning how to put up this pattern together so we can see the result. And the materials I will be needing is the net, okay? So I'm going to use this net to cut the yoke part, okay? And this is the lining. So I'm going to be using this Ankara for the bodice, and this is the lining I'll be using, and also the boning, the bias casing. And so for the material, I'm going to cut this one on fold, one piece, and here two piece, this two piece, two piece, two piece, and two piece. Then for the yoke, I'm going to cut just one piece, okay? So well, you can double your yoke if you want, but I'm just going to make it one piece, okay? This is for the material. Then for the lining, okay, for the lining, I'm also going to cut this on fold, one, then this will be two piece, two piece, two piece, two piece, and two piece. So I'll go ahead and cut it, and I will be back to show you guys what next. Guys, after cutting it out, this is how it looks. So you can see the center front. I added 1/2 inch seam allowance, okay? So we are going to join it back so that there will be bone in there. So you should make sure that you add 1/2 inch seam allowance while cutting the center front, because when we are drafting the pattern we didn't add it, okay? So you can see we've cut it two piece for the lining and two piece for the main bodice. You can see them, two piece for lining and two piece for main bodice, just like I explained earlier, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do, so you can also see the net, the yoke part, it should be on fold, okay? And here I have two piece, okay? And you can see them. So what I'm going to do is to remove the pattern, and before you remove the pattern, make sure you notch the upper part, okay? Make sure you notch the upper part so that when you remove the pattern you can know how to join it back, okay? And you can see this center back, make sure you notch the upper part and also the dart part where you are going to join, so you don't go and turn it upside. So this is how it looks like when I remove the pattern and set it, okay? So you see the way I set it, that's how I'm going to go ahead and join it. So I'm going to go ahead and join the corset cup pattern. So I will join it from the center front like this. So I'm going to pin it and I will go and join it. Then for the center front, I'm going to pin it up and I will join it at the center front. So after joining it, I will also join it like this. So I'll also join it like this. So this is how I'm going to go to my sewing machine and join it. Then for the back, I will also join it like so. So I'll pin it up properly. So you are joining it right side facing each other. So I'll go to my sewing machine and also join it. I'll do the same thing for the lining and I'll be back to show you guys what next. So after sewing it, this is how it looks. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to get my bra cup. Then I'm going to use this piece to cover it up. Okay, so I'm going to use this piece to cover it up. If it doesn't cover everything, I'm going to trim off the excess. So that is what I'm going to do. So after that, I'm going to get my bias so I can use it to create a boning casing. Okay, so these are the places I'm going to use this bias to create a boning casing. I'm going to place it here, and I will sew it on both sides. Okay, I will also place it at the center front like this, and I will sew it at both sides. I will also place it here, and I will sew it at both sides. Then for the back, I'm also going to place it at the back. So at this point where I joined the center back and the side back together, I'm going to create a boning casing there and also here. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be back to show you guys what next. So guys, can you see how it looks? I've gone ahead to create the boning casing with my bias on both the center front and the back. Can you see that? So for the lining, I've already joined the cup. So can you see that we have some excesses? So after using the material to cover the bra cup, you see the excesses. I'm going to trim it down, and also at this upper part I'm going to trim it down so that we can have 1/2 inch at the upper area to join our yoke. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that, and after doing that, I'm going to join our bra cup to the center front. So after that, I'm going to show you guys what next. So this is how it should look. So this is how it should look after trimming it down. So can you see that I left 1/2 inch that we are going to use to join the yoke? Okay, so I'll go ahead and join it to the bodice. So after joining the bra cup, this is how beautiful it looks. Can you see the inner part? So the next thing I'm going to do is to get the yoke part. So I will insert the yoke. So I'm just going to, can you see that it fits very well? So I'm just going to pin it up. I'll pin it carefully, and I will go to my sewing machine. I will sew it down. Then for the back, I'm also going to get the yoke. So I'm going to pin it like this. So I'll go to my sewing machine, I'll pin it down, and I'll also go and sew it down. So I'll do that, and I'll be back to show you guys what next. So after joining the yoke, this is how beautiful it looks. So I go ahead to use my bias to turn the neckline and also the back part of the yoke. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to get my lining. I'll use the lining to turn this. Okay, so just get your lining and place it right side facing each other. Okay, so you place it and you pin it properly, and you go and sew it all the way there. Okay, then also for the back, I'm going to get the lining, and I'm going to place it right side facing each other. Then I'll go ahead and sew it. Okay, so after that, I'll be back to show you guys what next. So I've gone ahead to turn it. Okay, so I've placed the lining right side facing each other, then I've sewn it. So this is how it's going to look. Can you see that? So can you see how beautiful it looks on the inside and how beautiful it looks on the outside? So what I'm going to do is to go to my sewing machine. I'm going to top stitch so that this lining can stay in place. Okay, So then this is the back. I've also done the same thing. Can you see how beautiful it looks? So I'll also go ahead and top stitch on it. So after that, I'm going to use my bias to create a loop. Okay, so I'm going to join the loop, and I'll also cut out the back covering. On my tutorial, I have a tutorial where I teach how to sew a corset. Okay, so I explain how to cut a loop, how to fix the loop, and also the back covering. So if you want to know how to do that one, you should check out that video. I'll be putting it down on the description box. Okay, so you check it out. So I'll go ahead and do all that, and I'll be back to show. So guys, you can see that I have created the loop, and this is the cover back. Okay, so I'm just going to place it like this, and I'll use this lining to turn it. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine and sew it straight. And for this part, I'm also going to use the lining to cover it up like so, and I'll run a straight stitch. So after turning the loop and the cover back, this is how beautiful it looks. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to insert the boning. Okay, so I'm going to insert the boning on the boning casing like so. So you are going to insert the boning on the boning casing. Okay, so the boning I inserted is a non-sewable boning. Okay, so for this type of boning, you create channels for it. Okay, and what I did was to cut whatever I have here, excluding the sewing allowance. I'm going to use the join, whatever I'm going to join at the down part. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to place it right side facing each other like this, and I'm going to go and join it along the side, okay, by the seam allowance I added. So after that, I'm going to join it at the shoulder. I'm also going to pin it at the shoulder. I will join it, and we are done. So guys, after joining it side by side, can you see that our beautiful corset with yoke is ready? Can you see how beautiful and neat it looks? This is the back part. So can you see how the back cover is going to look like? Can you see that? Very beautiful. Can you see how the inside look neatly finished? Just go to your weaving machine and weave the side, and it's all set. Okay, so you can decide whatever you want the down part to be, whether it's a flare or is a pencil skirt or a flare skirt, anyone. So you can just join anything you like, so that it can be either top or a gown. Okay, so guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Can you see that we are making interesting tutorials here? So kindly subscribe to this channel, and if you've not liked this video, please kindly like it. Okay, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.